Challenge of 1989, Lance Ringnald holds a comfortable lead of 2 points, 28-8 to 26.8. On the women's side, Brandy Johnson over Karen Tierney. The margin's a little bit closer, about 0.5 of a point, 19-7 to 19-5. And we are moving now to that deadly event, as I like to call it, the balance beam, the place where you don't get a break. You can fall off just standing there.
Brandy has been compared so many times to marylewdretton in terms of her explosiveness. And they have something in common, certainly on beam. They're so powerful, they tend to just go flying off the beam. Brandy has gotten her beam in control, and she was very solid at the recent American Cup. Let's see if she can do it here.
I love her dance element and her arm positions. And if you're a young gymnast at home, take a look at how she finishes each move, each hand gesture. Everything is intentional. There are no accidents in this balance beam routine.
Here comes a tumbling pass or an acro series. Flip-flop layout. Nice job. Now, the gymnasts have to show an acro series, which is mostly the tumbling elements. They have to show a gymnastic series, which is the dance elements, the leaps, the jumps, and the turns. And they have to show a mixed series, which includes a dance element or a gymnastic element and an acro element. Nice high punch front. Isn't she powerful?
So steady. Another thing you can watch for is how often she works on her toes.
Look at that swing through layout. There's her dismount, round off tuck double. Sticks the landing. She is getting so mature and so solid that even the beam doesn't scare her anymore.
A beautiful performance by Brandy Johnson on the balance beam.
This is that acro series. It's flip-flop to a layout tremendously high. No bobble at all. There's a lot of girls that do punch fronts, but very few of them do it this well. Look at the rotation and the height. She lands standing almost straight up. And, of course, the dismount was a round-off, tuck double back. Still one of the tougher dismounts being done in the world. Round-off, tuck double. Good form, good rotation, and a good landing.
And the score she received, 9.825. And there goes the record by Lisa Zeiss. Now you're looking at Karen Tierney. Well, she knows the beam isn't wobbly because Brandy stayed up there.
And this is also Karen's favorite event. So I know she's looking forward to the mount, which is right here. Round off, one-handed back handspring on. Very difficult and original opening skill. There's a full turn, which is a requirement, one of the things the judges are looking for. Whoa. A very difficult side leap. She had some trouble there. That'll be a deduction of probably 2, maybe 3/10.
Well, what makes it so difficult is she has to take her eyes off the beam to turn sideways and leap, and she's got nothing to focus on.
Round off layout. Oh, she's in trouble there, but she fights it and stays on. Good job. She was a little shorter rotation. She did a good job bringing it back on the beam. There's an aerial. She seems to have bobbles on those acro skills.
Wait 1 second.
Once again, this is interesting to note the comparison between Karen and Brandy. We saw Brandy perform like this just a couple of years ago, and she has matured into a very confident competitor. I expect the same will happen to Karen. She can do all the big tricks. Look at that swing through layout, just like we saw Brandy do earlier. But she needs to be just a little steadier in competition, and that really comes with experience, and that's one of the reasons that they're here. Nice switch leg split leap. 3 leaps in a row. That's a series of gymnastics elements that the judges need to see. And a round off tuck double. Oh, she was short on that. Looks like she's okay though.
More than anything, she's probably just a little disappointed.
This switch leg side leap is really a hard move, and she does a good job at staying on the beam, although that's going to be a major deduction, I'm sure, of at least 3/10. She did a good job at not giving away 5/10 and falling off. Here she was way shorter rotation, She bends her knees, you see there, finally, to keep control and to lower her center of gravity to stay on the beam, and then she got ready for her dismount. The round-off tuck double, she doesn't get a really solid punch off the beam, and of course, when you're in the air and you know that you're low and slow, there's not much you can do, but she's all right.
Score for Karen Tierney, 8.55.
She gets the score of 8.75. Brandy Johnson received a 9.825. Let me correct that score. It is 8.55 for Karen Tierney. 8.55. And now we are moving over back to the men's competition. One vault only for men.
This is a great event for Jeff Lutz. Nice job. One step on the landing. But you'll see it's a very complicated vault, and you can see why he was third in last year's NCAAs on this event. He's going to do a round off onto the horse, and then a back with 1.5 twist, and try and stick that landing. He does a good job at trying to keep it in line because you tend to go a little crooked on that vault. He'll have minor deductions. He wasn't quite far enough away from the horse. The judges are looking for good distance, but still a good score.
9.50. And there his wrist looked strong again. He did have trouble on the pommel horse. Again, he did have an injured wrist, but he looked strong on the vault. Now you're looking at Lance Ringnald. He, too, will vault.
Oh, what a champ. Although he wasn't as high and he wasn't as far as I've seen him, he's such a strong competitor because he does nail the landing and give away very few points. Watch this. He does a round off on, back with a full off in the laid out position. See, you can see he's way short, but he does a good job at not slapping his hands down and fighting the landing. That's one of the things that's going to make Lance a great international star. He can fight and pull just about anything out. You can see he was really low, and yet he's not going to give away any major points.
And Lance Ringnald now waiting for his score. It is a 9.45 for Lance Ringnald on the vault. He loses